Well, welcome to another episode of The Authentic with Tanner and Jared. I'm Tanner. That's Jared. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're good, man. We're rolling into this Christmas season, into 2023, going into 2024. It's fun. Well, I need to say hi to our other guest. Hi, Kimmy.
Hi.
How are you over there?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good.
Good.
Well, Jared, what are we going into today? What are we talking about?
Well, it's our last podcast of 2023.
Let's go. That's crazy.
Yeah. How many?
When did we start this?
That's what I was going to ask. I don't even remember.
I don't know, but
I
it's
think
been
this
fun.
is like our 9th episode,
Yeah.
plus one that I probably haven't released yet.
Yeah, we tried to record a couple.
So like 10, so at least like February? Did we
Alright.
start that? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
I don't know, but it's
I'll
been
have to
fun.
look.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Everybody always asks me about it. Like when people are like, you know, the podcast, you like doing the podcast? I'm like, easily my favorite thing that I do.
Yeah, it's so
Easily.
fun. It's so easy, and it's not easy. Thanks, Kimmy, for making
Well, yeah,
it easy.
it's easy. We just show up.
Yeah, we just show up. Kimmy does it all. But it's
Yeah.
so fun. And it's been a blast getting to learn how to do podcasting stuff and then just being able to talk life, real estate, hang out, and just enjoy it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So,
We have no script today.
yep.
So we're going to reflect, and it's on purpose. We want to reflect on 2023 in a more, dare I say, authentic fashion. Of just, Tanner does not know any questions. I don't even know what's going to come up. But essentially, the discussion ahead of time was just, let's just reflect on 2023.
Yeah.
Things that went bad, things that went good, personal, business, all that stuff. I think it'd be fun to talk about. Maybe talk about our favorite podcast that we had this year.
That's a good one.
But
I like
that's going to be the plan for today.
that. Okay. Well, let's start. 2023 was a weird year in real estate.
Very weird.
Extremely weird.
Yeah.
And, you know, this podcast came about in the middle of the weirdness. And I remember when we started, we were talking about how hard it was to get someone under contract.
Right?
Boy, has that changed.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's like Kansas weather. It's like you see all 4 seasons in a day. It's
Right.
crazy what real estate's like right now.
I'd almost cringe to go back and listen to some of those about what we were telling people
I know.
at the time because things have changed just so much. But
Yeah. No. All right. Well, let's dive in. What's been your biggest one takeaway in? Let's start with business side first. What's your biggest takeaway so far of 2023?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good unscripted question.
Everything's unscripted. You know, it'd be easier if it was scripted, but no.
You know, I think what's interesting to me is that we have no control, and that has been the biggest lesson, by far, because there was so many things that happened. I would say that this was. I want to get into this a little bit. This was my worst year, numbers wise, in real estate. This was my worst year, personal wise, in real estate. But yet I did some things that were really, really cool. And I think you sit there and you kick yourself because you never want to go down from year over year, right? I mean, nobody cares about numbers except realtors. We always talk about realtors, or, you know, well, what'd you do? You know, how many deals did you do? It's just like, our clients don't care.
No.
But for the sake of the agents that might be listening to this, I think it's important. Yeah, I did the numbers right before we came down. My business is going to end the year 30% lower than last year,
Yeah.
which is a significant amount. And personally, with real estate, like I had some really tough situations and some really tough clients this year, and not like tough clients in the sense of themselves, just tough situations.
Right.
That I've not faced before, or it's been a long time, and that was also kind of the nature of what happened. As the shift started to turn, everybody got a little bit more understandably stressed.
Yep.
And, you know, that was what was so hard for me, because when I look back, because of some circumstances, because of some rates, because of some bad luck, I did not hit my goals. I could have, but I didn't because of some things that were just simply out of my control. And I have to be okay with that. And, real estate was much different than the years past. This is my 8th year doing it. And so that was my biggest takeaway. But when I reflected on this year, the coolest thing that happened to me was, obviously you always get to meet new people. Like I've made some new friends this year, which is always fantastic. two things that come to mind. I had an opportunity to list and market a one-of-a-kind property in our area, which was that mid-century modern
It's a
house.
sweet house. It's such a unique house.
It was like I said, it was when I left that meeting, I was like, man, if I can list this would be like a once in a career opportunity.
Right.
And I got to do it, which is really, really cool.
Yep.
Now, that was one of my hardships this year because the people that I helped come to find out did not have a good experience with me, which is hard as for me to admit, even as a realtor, because on my end, I was like, man, I did so much stuff. And I think we've talked about it on this podcast before, of just, the stuff that agents see us do, because I had more compliments from agents like, you have done so well marketing this home, you have done so well on this, and this, and then my clients didn't see any of it.
Yep.
That's out of my control. It broke my heart to hear that, but like, man, I had a great opportunity, and I'm super thankful for that.
Yeah.
What I did control, I feel like I did really well.
Yeah.
And then
how was that? Was that challenging as a realtor, and it had to be as a person even to know you put so much time in, and they're like, it was okay, it was good, sold the house, just took a little longer.
Yeah, less about time and more about just the experience. Like, I want everybody to have a good experience.
Right.
And at least from what I can do to help people, that's my main goal, is just for people to have a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so bizarre to me that we had such a different evaluation of that process, to where I was like, man, we did a really great thing together.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, we didn't do a great thing together.
That's so weird.
So for us to be now, the hard part is I never got to have a conversation with them. I heard this from our mutual friend.
Right.
That was what was hard, because I'd love to have a conversation.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, where our wires get crossed, if there was something I could have done, or if there's something you're unhappy about, I'd love to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Which I don't get that opportunity. And that ate at me for about a week.
And that house was super unique. If anyone wants to go look it up, it was awesome. It was an awesome house, but you did a lot for it.
Yeah.
A lot coming from, but also like you said, I'm on the real estate side where I saw how much you did,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw how much you did compared to other realtors that don't do a half of what you do. So I see that, but it makes sense if that's one consumer that doesn't see it all.
Right. But when I look back on that, again, that was out of my control. I had an awesome opportunity.
Yep.
That I may never have again.
Yep.
I hope I do, but that one meant a lot to me.
Yep.
And that was fantastic. So despite having a down year, I had a once in a career listing opportunity, and then I sold my biggest house I've ever sold this year as well. So it's hard, because when I look at my numbers, I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, things weren't as high as they were
Right.
last year, but man, the things that happened this year were so cool.
Yeah, and gratifying.
Right.
And that's where this year was super unique in my sense too, of numbers are down for everyone, but I feel like we advanced our actual business so much more than years past, because we had a little bit more time to focus on the business and to really focus on people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just funny how much seeds have been planted in the last 6 months from both of us that I truly believe will sprout in the near future. It's just hard to see, because you get so caught up as a realtor, as a lender, in the day-to-day activity, that you never see the big picture.
Right.
And this year allowed you to see the big picture a little bit more. Now that we reflect back in time, it's like, oh God, I wish I could get back to where I was. And then you reflect back and you're like, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
This has been a blessing in disguise, because we, as a lender too, you had to learn the business again, because before it was like rates were so good, you never got shopped as a lender. You never had to worry about rates. We had to perfect our craft and be really good at it, because if not, they were going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's never happened since I started in lending. It's the first time ever. This was a whole new ballgame. And so that was fun to see, looking back on our side, is just how much of a change came in the matter of 6 to 9 months, because you had to completely change the way you did business, the way you talked to clients, the way that you pursued referral partners, the way that you did everything, marketing wise with Kimmy on her team. Everything changed. And so it will only help us in the future. For a year that we're down 25% is still a gain in my book,
Sure.
which is tough to see because we're so competitive. But like you said, no one cares about the numbers besides you and the people you're around that even understand them.
Right.
So
Do you have any specific highs and lows from the business standpoint this year?
business standpoint, some highs, you know, it wouldn't be for me really numbers wise. I mean, we still had some fantastic months numbers wise, but for me it would be more along the lines. We had our first client event in June, which was we've been talking about for a long time, and Kimmy absolutely crushed that
So
one.
fun. Yeah.
So fun, such a good event. Had over 250, 300 people there, and we really focused more on how we could cultivate and grow the relationships that we do have, and past clients, and with our current referral partners, that it really stuck out that we can do a good job. We can grow this for a long time and actually have fun doing it. And so we focus more on those items of what we can control, and dove in. So our big take, like that was probably one of my highlights, was having that, and then learning how to have a kid and run a business. For me personally, was just awesome. It was hard at first, so hard, because I had our baby Ezra was born May 21st, and our client event was June 4th. So it's just a whirlwind of a few weeks. But looking back, it was a blast, and it's only going to be more fun now that we start to get a rhythm, and we have a lot of things planned, client wise. Now we can see that we can do things that we never thought we could do before, and so that was probably my biggest takeaway. Is like I'm not gonna lie, for the first 2 years we were kind of just all over the board of do this, do this, do this, do this. We didn't really have a business. We just we're really good at what we did, and now we have a business. Does that make sense? And that's something I think I can be proud of for this year. Is it's like we're running it like a business, and so that's what's exciting for next year, years to come, what's in the future, because I truly believe that all of us will be growing exponentially because of how real estate was this year.
Yeah, I mean, even from a personal / business perspective, we did this podcast, like you and I together started this podcast, which is awesome. We started 2 different mastermind groups where we've gotten some really good agents in the city together.
Yep. The brokerages. We switched brokerages, got all that going. You were part of a big launch event not too long ago. Yep.
Where we brought 340 agents together
and it was
to network.
People were begging more, trying to get more. So next year we'll probably have 500 people. We did some really cool things.
We did some cool things.
And so looking back, it's like it meant more. This year honestly meant more because you had to learn.
You have to be intentional. You
Yeah.
have to be intentional with your actions and your relationships and your
Yes, it was about the people.
connecting.
Yeah.
It was about that. We had time to care about the people. I think that's my biggest takeaway. Is we had time to care about people again, and that's what I'm like. We love that, and it's hard when yes, your numbers down because we're competitive, but when you have time to care about people, it means so much more, and it's only going to be better into the future because you've seen what it's like when business does decline, you know. And so, no, that was I think intentional, and being able to cultivate and really grow as people was awesome this year.
Yeah.
So, and it's cool looking back. Heck, we launched a podcast without really knowing how to do a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, so thank you guys for bearing with us. Hopefully it's a lot better now than it was from the first beginning, but this is so fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think even better. I think we learned a ton. It's kind of the whole point, right? Learn a bunch, and the next year I feel like we're going to be really streamlined in doing this. And, you know, hopefully have more of what we want to do, because obviously a lot of life happened this year.
Right. Yeah. So into that a little bit. What was your favorite part of the podcast this past year? Favorite episode, if you had one?
Ooh, my favorite episode. There was one. I think it was our Lenexa series.
Yeah, that was fun.
The Lenexa one was a lot of fun.
I liked Lenexa too. That was a fun one.
Because I like to geek out on the stats on that stuff. It was
Yeah.
fun to talk about kind of our favorite stuff and
Right.
yeah.
What about Waldo?
Well,
Still in the vault.
Still in the vault. I don't know.
I spent all that time, and then they're like, "Don't release it."
Yeah,
All right, bye.
We're Johnson County. We're Johnson County people.
Yeah, that's what we learned.
Yeah, we love Johnson County.
Yeah. No, it's been like, and even like, I started a YouTube channel. I started a marketing for realtor stuff.
Yep.
Like, we had time to do a lot of the things that, well, for me, that I love.
Right.
And even on a personal level, a lot of people don't know this about me, but like, I love to thrift. I love to go to antique stores. I love to go to garage sales. And I finally had the time to do some things that I like to do, which is resell.
Mm-hmm.
So I legitimately started an eBay store.
Yeah.
Which I've had for a long time, but I just never put any time into it because, obviously I didn't really have the time to do it. But man, I've had so much fun doing that. And it's not anything more than just a hobby.
Right.
And I was able to find some of those things that bring me a lot of joy, whereas the last few years we simply didn't have time.
Yep.
And so that was really cool.
Yep, and that was my biggest takeaway too. Is like just the time that we had to do these things, and it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing, and now obviously we're excited to grow again. But I think we have the systems in place because we had this time that we didn't have before, that we can still do those things. So it'll be exciting in 2024. What's something that you are looking forward to going into the next year?
Man, I am excited to actually have systems because
Yes.
everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
Everything changed, and so it poked holes into when things are moving so fast.
You just go.
Yeah, you're rolling down the hill and you can't stop, and so everything is just, you don't really have a chance to really breathe and say, okay, that didn't work. You notice it, but it's like, man, I've got to move on to the next thing. I can't talk about that now. I can't deal with that now. I'm excited to take the slowdown. Obviously, I'm excited to take time to get my systems in place, feel a little bit more grounded, and that way it just makes for a better process for everybody, clients, and being able to do inspections again has poked holes in our system and how we talk to our clients about inspections and how we make offers and what we're doing at inspections and all that stuff that we weren't able to have for the last few years. It's going to be nice to be able to finally find some organization, systematic approaches that are going to help.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think it's a big statement for everyone is like our businesses are better for our clients now. We're ready. I mean, I just read a book. It's called All It Takes Is a Goal by John Acuff, and it's kind of found, if you haven't read it, read it, everybody. But it's a super easy book on goals. And for me is simply these goals that I have they're attainable now because of the systems in place that we have. And so growing a business, growing people, being able to hit numbers, it's not even about the numbers. It's all these systems in place for that when the time does come, because it's going to take off. We'll talk about real estate here in a second and what we expect the market to be in 2024. It's going to come. Like I think we're on a teeter-totter right in the middle right now before it's whoosh. Andy Blake calls it a slingshot that we're all pulling back right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's close, and it's just fun to reflect on and be ready for with the systems that we do have in place for when that wave does come, and it's going to come.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to stop for a second.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be interested to see how far people have come in this podcast. So I think we should do a giveaway.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's my idea. So we're going to talk about this another time.
Love that.
The book that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And a gift card to, let's say, $100.
Okay.
Like 50 and 50.
Yep.
$100 to.
Sorry about the background noise.
$100 for Made in KC.
No.
No.
Okay, no, terrible. No one likes Made in KC.
No.
I'm sending you the book and a $100 gift card to.
Wait, what about Built? Do they do women's stuff
No.
or just men's?
It's good men's stuff.
Like, do we want dinner or somewhere?
I'm a big Built guy.
Yeah, you're a big Built guy.
If it's a guy that listens to this and hears this, $100 to Built.
I mean, $100 at Amazon.
Oh, I have an idea.
Okay.
Here, I have an idea. We're going to give you the book. You need to, if you're still listening and you want to be in for the giveaway, how about you post the podcast to your Instagram account and tag us with what gift card you want.
Done.
Perfect. So if you are listening up until now, we're giving you the book, which is what?
All It Takes Is a Goal by John Acuff. I'm sending it to you.
And then repost this podcast either from Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts, or YouTube. Repost it to your Instagram and tag both Tanner and Jared. Their handles are at the bottom of all of our episodes. You can see it. Tag them, and then say what gift card you want. $100 to it.
And it'll be sent to you. Okay,
Yep.
I like that.
The very first one to do it.
That's fun. Okay, let's see.
The first one to do
listens.
it?
The very first one.
I'll do it to
But
anyone.
How do we do that?
To anyone, we can just be giving away thousands of dollars.
If thousands of people are listening to this, I'll send them a gift.
Well, how will we know who the first one is? Because if
Because you have
they
to
tag both of them.
you have to tag both of them at the same time, so I can monitor it. You know,
Hey guys, just do the drawing. We'll let you know.
we'll see.
We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Okay,
Yeah,
that was
well-
probably too much time in that.
If you're listening, once again, all it takes is a Google book getting sent to you. Post our podcast, tag us in it, and you get a gift card. All right, let's ride. That's an awesome idea.
Good idea.
So, back to what we were talking about, 2023.
Yep.
Obviously, you have had a baby, a big
Had a
life
baby.
change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, like personally.
Yeah.
That's going to be an easy answer as one of your highs.
By far.
But give us something else. Like, what was one of your personal things that happened this year outside of real estate that wasn't, I had a new baby?
Dude, once you have a baby, everything changes. I don't have any.
That's the easy answer though. Come on.
Okay. Because all I do is hang out with my baby now. Ooh. Personal highs? I'll tell you this, okay. This is also weird, and it all comes back to this. It sounds bad, but it's about time, once again. One of my personal highs, which is super weird, is I go on a daily walk with my dogs and my wife. Every single day, and I look forward to that time more than anything in the world. And I never had the time to do it before. And I have the time that we put in our calendar now that I can hang out with my wife and my dogs. And even when the baby was born, we still do it, push the baby now along. And that little bit of time means so much more to me now than before. That's just something I look forward to every single day.
That's awesome.
So,
Did you take your phone?
no. Oh, sometimes I do because I like listening to music. Sometimes I don't when I'm like, I just need to get away. But that's my decompressing time. That's my time because our business is so that's my time that I got to get away for a second.
Is it morning or like evening? Or
Evening.
Evening.
Always when I get home from work is when we go.
I love that.
You know, just so we can decompress because otherwise, you know how it is in real estate, you don't shut off. But that allows me to, okay, this is my checklist for the next day. I'm checking it with my wife. Do we need to do anything together? How are we doing? That's just kind of our time. And so I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I look forward to every day.
That's awesome.
So that's a good one.
What about you, Kimmy?
Don't ask me.
How was your first year being married?
I'm just kidding.
Tyler doesn't listen to this.
No, it was good. First year of marriage was awesome. Learning a lot, being 1 year married. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because like this whole year Tanner has been like less busy, but I have been more busy
Makes sense, right? Means
for
we're doing our
like
job right.
marketing and all that. So which has been really fun because I'm not just doing like simple tasks. Like I'm doing like the podcast. I'm doing all the social media events, all that stuff. Like that's stuff I really like to do. So
Yeah, you've been busy. I appreciate you.
it's been really cool. I've like been more creative this year with a lot of things like social media, planning, like learning how to do a podcast, all the video casting, all the things. So it's been cool,
Yeah, you've been swamped.
personally and professionally.
What about you?
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah.
Man, we did a gratitude exercise this morning at our office
Really cool.
with Dan Odell, and it was actually really neat. And it's kind of some of that stuff when you're doing it, you're just like, oh my God, like, yes, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. I wrote one thing down that as I was writing it actually really resonated with me, and it was, I am grateful for having people in my life that are patient and understanding while I continue to grow. And I
Wow.
think that kind of came out, and I was like, oh my God. And I think very specifically, obviously, about Sarah.
Yeah.
Shout out Sarah.
Sarah, my girlfriend, like we moved in this year,
Saint.
and man, I have been, if anybody that knows me, I've been on a journey of self-discovery and life and understanding, and just trying so hard to learn about myself, and doing that through therapy and research and reading and conversations and stuff. And it's been hard. I mean, it's always hard to reflect, for sure, but Sarah's really been patient with me, and you know, that to me stands out
Yeah,
among
that's
a lot
awesome.
of other
She's so
things. Like,
cool.
she's very blessed to have her in my life, because I've being around me has not been easy. Not because I'm crazy or anything, but just like there's always a meaning, right? I'm always trying to search, dig deep, and I finally feel like I've hit that point where I'm like, okay, I have a better understanding of who I am, I have a better understanding of what I want, I have a better understanding of my future, and that took time. So I'm just grateful for her, Andy Blake, obviously. Like, I went through, you know, whether or not I should leave the team this year and kind of start my own thing, which we both found a really happy medium ground. But he could have at any point in time been like, just get out. So I think that above all else stands out quite a bit for me, is just that line.
That's good.
That line right there was really great. So
It's fantastic. Yeah, shout out Sarah. She's a saint.
She is a saint.
But that just proves like it's all about the people.
yeah.
People that care about you. And you found out this year who really genuinely cared.
Ooh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
which is cool.
That's actually a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good reflection. I'm over here. You can't see me, but I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, you're watching on YouTube, but.
Yeah.
So 2024.
Yep. Let's end with 2024. Both. I just want to hear one just quickly, because we'll have a whole episode on 2024 in our market, what we expect.
Yeah.
But just real quickly, what are you kind of expecting real estate wise, and is there any business goals or any goals that you see that you want to just put on the podcast?
Yeah. So next year, I mean, I think we're already starting to see. I've been more busy in the last week than I've been any other week in the year. I mean, well, beginning of the year, that was an anomaly. But people are starting to kind of come out of hibernation. And so I think that we're going to see the spring market be even sooner than what we're really have been used to. I think it's going to be, I think we're going to be, before the spring actually hits, I think it's going to be back to some wild times, because people are starting to come back. The phones are ringing again. We're getting emails. We're getting questions, and so that's a big deal for me. My biggest business goal. So I work very closely with Chase, who is helps with me, and him and I kind of have our thing going right now. And getting him, I really want to getting him acclimated with my clients, because he's a big part of my business, and he's a big part of what makes me do my job well. And trying to incorporate him when there's a lot of other personalities and emotions that get involved in the process has been not difficult. It's just you learn a lot about how to do it.
Okay.
But Chase is a big part of my business, and I want him to continue to be, and I want to do a better job at helping kind of get him in that system.
It'll
So,
be fun to see him succeed.
yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah, it's
He
fun.
he's
watching
turned a
him
big
grow.
corner this year, and he's had a great year. And you know, it's hard when you first get started, because everything feels so massive.
Yeah.
Like, every deal that you win, every deal that you lose, it is a big deal. And he's kind of starting to see that roller coaster be a little bit more of a
Steady ride.
steady
No way.
ride. So yeah, those are some good things. And again, I can't control my numbers. I almost hate to even
Right.
talk about those anymore.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't do goals on numbers anymore.
Yeah,
Can't control it.
right.
I can't control what interest rates do, but I can control my daily activities.
What's the same question to you?
I think the market, just like you said, I think it's gonna be coming. It's coming. Winter is coming. I love saying that. No, it is though. It is crazy. Just like Jared said, our phones this week, our applications were down for like 3 straight weeks, and which is okay. Normally that happens around this time. This week though started to pick up a lot for us. Just like you said, we've had more applications come in and more people calling, just getting ready for that market coming up, because it's coming up. And all the Fed are meeting literally as we speak, that are about to talk when we're recording this episode. All predictions are showing them that they're not going to raise rates anymore. Obviously anything can happen, but it shows that they're not going to raise rates, and then they may start cutting it in Q2. If that happens, mortgage rates will decline too. And once those start declining in the middle of the spring season, it's nuts again. Excuse me, we're going to be nuts again. And so it's just being prepared with our systems going into that craziness that is all signs pointing that's going to happen. Obviously, anything can happen. We're not relying on that, but if you're a buyer or someone that's listening, it's like there's a very, very good chance that it's going to be crazy again in March.
I hope not. But
I hope not too.
Yeah.
I don't want multiple offers anymore. I
Yeah.
hate that. But there's a lot of built up. People didn't stop looking at houses. They just got stopped by 7-8% rates. If the rates are at 6 and 5s, which is normal rate. Ooh.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's what all predictions are showing. I think real estate's gonna be crazy again. I really do. Don't want it to, but I really see that. And I think it's just gonna be if we have our systems in place ready to roll, which we do, that it will be good. It will be good. So yeah, that's that.
what about this? How about let's go favorite. I know you don't do much TV, right?
Nah,
Oh wait,
I
Tanner,
think
what was your favorite podcast?
Episode?
You asked Jared, but then we didn't ask you.
I really like the Lenexa series too. I don't know why. Sipping on the whiskey and
wanna
trying
get-
the Savoy tea.
Yeah, I was saying I want to get back to. We need to get back to the
City series.
city series, but also like when we try something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but even we've changed everything.
We-
Like, even
yeah,
our
we've changed
setup
everything.
and so it's not at my house anymore. It's
Yeah.
no dogs or anything.
Well,
but
in 2024, look out for a new setup.
Oh,
I'm
podcast
gonna
is gonna
be
good.
looking at some new technology for the podcast.
love that.
We're
It's go
2024.
time.
It's go time.
It's go time.
I'm curious if there's
Yeah.
any good, like your favorite TV show or something that from this year that really stood out.
Favorite TV show or something this year? I read a lot of books. I didn't watch that much TV. I started watching Miss Rachel. So it's a baby show, bro. I'm just kidding.
So-
I know,
Jared-
why did I
Jared's
tell-
book.
Jared's like, who's Rachel?
What's a good book?
like I said, I just read All It Takes Is a Goal, which was awesome for me getting ready into the business planning mindset. I'm a big John Gordon fan. It's a good podcast I listen to. He's a big positivity guy, and just like his whole thing is gratitude. One of his main sayings that I like going off our gratitude breakfast is you can't be stressed and blessed at the same time. And so he does a gratitude walk, kind of got me introduced to the walking, so I do with my wife. So I'm a big John Gordon fan. Listen to his podcast, The Energy Bus. It's probably his most famous book that I love. So if you want a book that just listen to, The Energy Bus. Honestly, I haven't watched this show series, the whole series this whole year. I'm so bad at shows. I'm so bad at movies. I actually have on my list of goals for next year to sit down and watch a movie a month with my wife, because I have to take my mind off of something, and my ADD and my business and my achiever mindset, Enneagram, doesn't allow me to. It's a very big struggle for me. So it's terrible. It's literally like a weakness is I don't have a show I can tell you because I don't watch TV besides sports,
What blows my mind that you read books but you can't sit down and watch TV.
right? Because in my mind in that is the achiever in me is like, this pertains to my business. This is helping me get better and develop as a person.
That makes sense.
And so, and that's how I can justify that I'm not wasting my time, is that it's helping me become greater. So I'm weird, dude. I mean, it's literally a goal of mine and my wife. We talked about this. Is I need to sit down and watch a movie or shows with her, because I can't. And she watches shows all the time.
Well, I'm getting ready to do
You guys,
a
let me hear
video soon. A video of my top 5 books, like my top 5 unexpected books. Because everybody's read, How to Win Friends and Influence People,
Right.
4-Hour Work Week. Like those are all very good business books that we've all read, or at least we all know about.
Right.
Atomic Habits, all that stuff. I really want to do a video on top 5 unknown, not so known books that will really help people in business. So I'm gonna give a spoiler today. I was gonna say it for my video, but now we're talking about books. Who cares about TV?
Who
We're
cares?
talking about books, about learning.
Yeah.
The Power of the Subconscious Mind.
Never read that one.
Yeah, it has changed. It's not changed my life. It has impacted my life enough
Okay.
to where I'm like, okay,
You need
this
to read it.
this is a big deal, and obviously, not everybody believes in that stuff.
Right.
But and I never did either. Some
Right.
affirmations, and I was like, whatever, so stupid. But now it's amazing if you actually do the stuff. It really does make a difference in your life and your attitude and your mental state. And legitimately, like I went through, and on the background of my phone is all my affirmations. They just rotate every hour.
That's awesome.
And so that way I can see it and I can remember it, because I have them taped up to my wall, but I'm always so hard at repetition with that. where it's like, okay, I gotta remember to say these things, and not to mention they're really complicated things.
Yeah.
At least the way that I have them worded are a little bit more. I can't memorize them.
Right.
But that book was really, really cool. No matter what you believe in, no matter what religion or
Right.
anything, it is a book for all people, and
Okay.
it's
I'm reading it.
very fascinating.
Okay.
So
Let's go.
Good to know.
Did you read any books, Kimmy?
I mean, yes,
Kimmy's a
but
showgirl.
but I'm a huge show girl. But also that sounded weird.
Huge showgirl.
But I don't read business books. I read like mystery.
Colleen Hoover.
I read like Colleen Hoover mystery, like scary books. I love like a true crime podcast. I love a true crime book. So
I've got a question for you.
I'm your girl if you want those.
This is a Showtime question or pop culture question. What's your prediction for Travis and Taylor in 2024?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, what is it? It's December 13th. It's her birthday today. And I've heard that he's going to propose to her. But I think that's untrue.
He's not proposing.
There's no way.
I bet my life savings
Yeah,
that
there's
Travis Kelce's
no
not
way.
proposing.
But also, like, I have a theory that he'll quit the NFL in a couple of years and go into acting. And that they'll have a baby.
Wow.
So they're staying together.
They're all in.
They're for sure together. I mean, she's always in Kansas City at his new house. And she calls it their house.
Oh, you know so much more than
So
that.
my sources tell me that she calls it their house.
Dude, what if Taylor Swift lives in Kansas City, bro?
Man, I gave my tickets, my Chiefs tickets to a friend this last against
Yeah.
the Bills. And most people will like send me a picture of them at the seats or
They sent it of her.
them tailgating, and
She was
like,
there?
She was like, I saw Taylor Swift, and it was a highlight of my year. And I got a video of Taylor Swift getting in a golf cart.
Oh my
Okay, this is the last thing.
No, I'm-
so we're
like,
not just talking.
Okay, one last thing. It's just crazy being in Kansas City thinking about this. Like, what is that? Like the 6 separations of whatever. I could see her at the Ward Parkway Target, Trader
Yeah.
Joe's, and be like, "What's up, Taylor?"
Yeah.
I would cry, faint, or throw up. So
It's all right.
We're
So
all three.
I was at the Chiefs game too. Sitting, I had really good seats. Sitting like on the 30-yard line, right behind the home bench, and it's not my seats to shout Tatum Stewart title, but it was their suite was right behind us on the 50-yard line. Try the one where Taylor Swift was sitting, and I kid you not, every single play.
people would look up.
As soon as they watched the play and they went like this,
Yeah.
and turned around and looked at her.
It's nuts.
Every
It's so dumb.
single play. But we had a mom in front of us. There's 2 boys, a dad, and a mom. The mom had her phone on the suite the entire game.
Ew.
The entire game.
That's sad.
That's so weird. Anyways,
but I'm telling you,
yeah.
guys, girls, everyone was as soon as the play ended was this
It's so crazy.
and turning right towards their suite. It was
It's
the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, happy for them, whatever. Don't come at me with my sources. That's just what I was hearing. So don't
Yeah,
come
you
at
ain't
me.
proposing, bro.
Anyways.
All right. Well, I
whatever.
appreciate you guys listening to our 2023 read. It was just fun, just diverging today.
It was so fun. We're almost at 200 downloads, which is a big
Help
deal.
us get
Yeah, so keep downloading. Tell
Yeah.
us what you want to hear.
Yeah, 200 is a cool milestone.
That is. We'll do 2024 predictions and dive in goals and donate that next episode.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
All right, guys.
guys.
Happy holidays, everyone.
hey, be ready. Remember, shout us out, and we will send you a gift card if you shout us out and tag us to your story and put what gift card you want. You'll be sent your way.
One gift
Yeah.
card, or like what we? That's confusing to me. Are we doing multiple people or just one person?
Just one person. Yes, one person.
All right. Well, if you hear this, better hurry up and get to it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.